Hello guys, in today's video we are going to see how to build a resume and how to evaluate your resume based on some online available tools. So basically when I was applying for masters I used a resume and then I developed it while I was applying for internship and added changes whichever needed according to the US for the job applications. So let's see how to do a best resume, and we are also going to see like what tools to use to evaluate your resume. For example, I use a tool called Resume Worded and I'll explain you how it will be useful in meantime. So before going there, let's see how to structure your resume. So basically you need to include your personal details. You will be including like what's your mail id or your phone number and your LinkedIn handle. If you have some GitHub, you will add the GitHub details. All those things we need to add in the personal section. And then we need to add our education. In education, in case if you are done a masters, include your masters, include your CGPA, and what are all the courseworks you undertook it relevant to your job, what you're applying, those courseworks. And the similar way, whatever the B, if you want to add, you can add. These are the only section needed. We don't need to go like down further. This two will be enough. And apart from that, in my resume I feel like I'm adding the skills in a separate, and in the top helps me a lot because when a recruiter is going to see your resume, he is just going to see whether you have the sufficient skills or not. Though you do the project, you do the research work, but he is going to see the skills at some point, right? Because whether your skill set is matching with the job description. So I personally thought like having the skills at the top is good. Few people will have at the bottom. It's completely up to you. But for me, I feel that having education, then skills, then having the professional experience, what are all the experience we have, you need to include it, and your research experience, what you have, or the projects what you have undergone, and your conference and publications if you have something, and academic awards and extracurricular activities. These are all the section which I feel like I personally thought like needed. Other than this, I didn't include anything at all. Now let's see how to structure your sections inside this. So basically in education, as I told you, you need to include the courseworks whichever is relevant. And the next thing is in the skills. If you feel like, for example, let's say I'm applying for a design role, that role needs Java, and whatever the skills, right? So whichever skills needed, include it, for sure include it. And that need not to be this big. You can cut short it into a smaller version. But for me, like I looked into my senior resumes and then I searched in the LinkedIn profiles of many people, what are all the skills they are mentioning. I thought like, okay, whatever I know, let me include all that too. So it becomes a little lengthy, but yeah, completely it's up to you. You can change it according to your wish. And the next thing is professional experience. So this was like when I came from India to US for my masters and applying for my internship, I had just these couple of experiences. That time I had used this. And how you need to write your experiences, always use bullet point. I'm telling again, always use bullet point. And resumes won't finish with a full stop, so you don't need to have a full stop at the end. And it should be like, it should have an action verb at the start, like created, increased, automated, developed, or implemented. These are all action words. So start or like always use action verbs while writing the line. And always try to say in the quantification like 4% or 50%, or I increased by doing this job, the efficiency increased by 10%. So tell the numbers, tell the exact numbers what it really happened. And also include tools and languages at the below. The reason why I'm telling is I'm telling something about I did this. So in which tool I did. So these are all the stories what I did. But in case if I tell I used Python and OpenCV, in case if a person who is going to see my resume is seeing that he used Python and OpenCV in order to do this, then they will understand how I might have done. So you don't need to be like, if you can say here also, but again when they read some for example, let's go here, right? So when they read about a project designed and implemented 32-bit low power pipeline MIPS process, this is something related to VLSI. Though you don't understand what I'm trying to say here is I told about this project in this line, and they will be seeing my tools and languages what I used. They will easily understand. So over the period of experience, or over the period of years, they will have experience. They will understand even without reading these 2 line or 3 line what we had done. Okay, so having something like these tools and languages helps. This I had spoke with multiple other like people, what they think and what the hiring manager look into. So even they have the same way of opinion into it. So having tools and languages in your resume helps. So please use it. Though it feels like under every project or something I'm wasting one more line, because when it's going to be just a one page resume, and then if you are wasting like couple of lines for adding, or like for everything if you are wasting one line, it will be hard. So if people doesn't like it, at least please use here, like say something like here itself you can include it. But I prefer like changing the font size to keep it in 9 or 10, but the usual suggested size is 11 or 11.5. But I prefer to do that 9, is the reason is I will get a lot of space to add multiple content. So I have the font size as 9, but it's completely up to you. You can change it and use it in any way you want. So this is the way how you need to structure your professional experience, research experience, project undergone, or the conference and publication what you did. And in the conference and publication, if you are going to say, you need to include what is the paper you had presented, what conference you had presented, and where you have presented and what day you have presented. These things we need to say. So telling all these details is very, very important. So you need to say this. And apart from that, if you have published paper, add the related links, what it is and where it is, the publication is, and add the volume number and everything. Or you will be having some, if it has been published already, you will be having the links in the online, so you can just take it and paste it. That's what I did here too. And you can include your academic awards and extracurricular activities in case if you have something. These will be all the sections which is essential. Apart from this, which I forgot to tell, this is you need to add the years here. And in case if you see, you can see that I'm always using like a upper order. For example, 2020 to 2021, that is the latest thing, so I'll be using it here. In order to explain it clear, I'll take my latest resume. So this is my latest resume. So what here you can see that I used June 2023 to present. I'm working as a verification engineer here, and 2022 to December I'm having here. Then I'm having the lower order. If you see this 2022, 2020 to 2021, then 19 to 20. The reason is in your resume you need to always point out whichever you had done first. You need to use it at the top section, and you need to lower the section one by one. So people will who starting to develop their resume will not remember this. They will put in some order, but it's not how it's supposed to be. You should always use the whichever done latest in the top, and then you should reduce it downwards. And that's all about resume building. Apart from this resume building, what I wanted to speak with you guys about is scoring checks. So as I told, yeah, you can upload your resume here. So I'll just type here resume worded. If I type resume worded, it's going to come. You can go inside here, and then you can like go to your dashboard. Its option is here. But in case if you don't have a dashboard, you will have this kind of option, upload resume. So you'll click it, you upload your resume, then click this. Wherever you have, you need to convert this into a PDF and keep. So after keeping this as a PDF, you can upload it. I'm uploading my resume. Open. It's going to open a page. Just bear with me for a second. Okay, but yeah, anyway, once it has been done, the page will be coming like this. Oh, I guess it's loaded. Yeah, so once it has been done, the page will come like this. So you can see here there are sections, style, brevity, and impact. So in the section they have like education and unnecessary sections. I get 100 points here that I don't have any unnecessary section, and my education and the things whichever I told is clear, so it gave like 100. And the next thing is style. So it's telling the dates. The dates what I have personally here is I handwritten it, maybe because of some reason I didn't align it correctly, so that's an issue it is telling. You make sure that you don't make this mistake. And I had purposefully made some impact here mistakes. I will show you what it is. So if you see here, I didn't use any numbering here, like I didn't quantify it. I had told at the start of the video, mention it like 4%, 50%, or 90 nanometer, whatever the technology is. So please try to quantify it. But because this resume worded is telling all this, right, we don't need to consider all these things. Maybe we might be having something which we need to just say, which cannot have a number. That is completely fine. But at least you will be able to understand, or you will be able to look into something whether I can add something or not. So that way it will be really helpful for you guys. So that's all about this. And if you want, like you can use this resume worded tool, and now we can even use ChatGPT. So in case if you are using ChatGPT 4.0 or something, it is going to create you something like this, which will give you overall diagram, what section, what score I am scoring like this. This is also a better way to use. So whichever you feel the best thing for you, please follow that. But my advice would be on total, write your resume, structure it in a right way, and then use it in Resume Worded, which will be a best option to do. Also guys, we have a separate WhatsApp group where we will be discussing about related anything about like US in general, and then even if you want go to Canada, Sweden, we have some folks there. So in case if you have any doubts or question, you can come to this group, join in this group and ask your question. Lately we have been discussing about DS160 here, and then I started sharing materials for GRE and about overall advice about CPT, OPT and all those information. So in case if you are really interested in any information about that, you can join the below group. That will be all for this video. Thanks for joining this video. Have a good day and bye. Take care.